Yep, right, this is a sort of a continuation of the Triumph Bonneville Bobber Black project, but actually this particular part, the new ultra low profile JETSON fuel cap, it can be fitted to most of the Bonneville models. We're going to get on with that in just a minute, but first of all, this. 11 out of 10 cat owners agree that their dogs prefer the firm, meaty chunks of information offered by the splendid new format of this channel. And the Institute for Left-Handed Golf Clubs recently concluded a study showing that if you leave a like on one of my videos, it will instantly lead to improved gas mileage on your motorcycle. Not only that, if you subscribe to the channel, it could increase the power of your motorcycle by up to 20%. Terms and conditions apply. A motorcycle is for life, not just for Christmas. Plastic bags are not toys. And subscribing to this channel doesn't cost you a penny unless you happen to be using the public convenience on Regent Street in Bath at the time. And all the aforementioned information doesn't constitute a contractual obligation on my part. Right, we'll get back to that incredibly handsome chap in just a moment. Motone Customs are actually quite famous for their aluminium and brass billet CNC machine fuel caps, of which this is their latest edition, the ultra low profile convertible 2-part CNC machined billet fuel cap. And this is their first production version finished in a matte black powder coating, because if they don't produce them in matte black, the matte black brigade complains. Now, this has been finished in a sort of rough crinkle finish to match some of their other parts, which in turn were designed and intended to match in with a lot of the standard Triumph parts on the various Bonneville models. A custom part that features OEM quality and finish. It features a distinctive and futuristic sort of parabolic dished top, with an ergonomic fine nailing around the edges for a secure grip even when wearing motorcycle gloves. But that's not even the clever part. Let me explain. Right, what we're going to look at today is this new JETSON fuel cap from Motone Customs. Now, this is a sort of a universal fuel cap. It will fit most of the Triumph Bonneville models, both air-cooled and liquid-cooled. It will fit some of the BMW models, and it will also fit the old Classic 500 and I think the old Classic 350. Now the one that I have here today is the black dished version. Now, this is possibly one of the cleverest designs of motorcycle fuel cap I've ever seen. It comes in 2 parts, and there's a good reason for that. Some motorcycles have a vented fuel cap system, some are sealed. It depends on the make, the model, and the year of the motorcycle. In the Motone box, you will find a 2-piece low profile fuel cap. These have got a dished top. I think they're quite a nice design. This particular one is powder coated in black. I believe there are other versions imminent, although they might not be available just yet. As you can see, this is a very low profile cap. This is the only part that will show once it's fitted to the bike, apart from just that tiny bit of the flange there on the actual threaded piece. Now, they made it in 2 parts because this particular thread is quite universal between a lot of motorcycle brands. Obviously, they fit the Triumph Bonneville models, both the liquid-cooled and the air-cooled versions. And they also fit some BMW models, and this thread is also common on some of the older Royal Enfield Bullet and Classic models, the old Classic 500 and I believe the old Classic 350. Now, they made it in 2 parts for a reason. Depending on the model the manufacturer and the age of the motorcycle, it may be a vented fuel cap or it may be a non-vented fuel cap. Now I think most of the fuel caps that Motone Customs have made to date have been vented, but then they get complaints from owners who have non-vented systems, which, you know, complicates things. Often they buy them and they don't bother sort of checking out which one they should have had, and it causes Motone a bit of a headache. So they've come up with this really clever design. Now if you look on the underside of the actual cap itself, you'll see that there are 4 threaded holes. These are to allow you to change the position of the actual threaded connector depending on whether you have a vented fuel cap or you require a sealed fuel cap. As you can see, sort of opposite to where the holes are in the threaded piece, you've got the actual vents that are built into the threaded piece itself to allow this to vent. Now the way this works, if you look at the actual cap itself, it's got some cutouts or troughs machined into, just trying to get it in the light so you can see it properly, machined into the cap itself. Those vents should be lined up so that they sit over those machined troughs if it's a vented system. If it's a non-vented system, those vents should be lined up with these little markings here, and I'm not sure whether these will actually be on the production model. I have a feeling there may be something to do with the way the tool held this when it was machined out. I'm not entirely sure, but those two go there if it's a non-vented system, and you have the vented holes over those troughs if it's a vented system. I hope I've made that clear. Now with it comes 2 stainless steel fasteners and your actual fuel cap seal, which is quite a substantial O-ring. I'll put that on first so we don't end up losing it because it's quite windy today. Don't need that there to do this. Bear with me a moment while I get this in place. So there's an actual shoulder on this piece that fits onto or into. But I don't think it really matters if you don't get it on it exactly, because as you screw it down it will push it in place anyway. There you go, that's the seal in place now. Now I believe the Bonnevilles are a vented system, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to set it up to fit the Triumph Bonneville Bobber Black. This will fit the T120, the T100. I'm not sure about the Thruxton models and the Scramblers. They may have a faux Monza on them which has a hinge. I'm sure Motone's website will make that clear to you. But the basic, well not basic, but the standard Triumph Bonneville models are all vented as far as I'm aware. So we need to make sure that those vent holes there and there go over these machine troughs. And it's impossible to get this wrong, because if you do get it wrong, it's quite simple. Your threaded holes inside will not line up. So it is a stroke of genius, this design. There's no way you can get this wrong, only if you misidentify what your bike requires. So you simply insert those Allen screws, just get the threads started. and screw them home. Now this is a CNC machined assembly. Obviously you're screwing stainless steel screws into these, so don't over tighten them. You don't need an awful lot of pressure to get a good firm seal. I wouldn't lean on them though, because you know, stainless steel and alloy, stainless steel will win every time if you over tighten it, and you'll strip the threads. But yeah, that's all there is to it. That now is very solid. It acts as one piece, so we'll fit it to the bike and see what it looks like. Right, so as you can see, I've put the standard Triumph fuel cap back on the Bonneville Bobber Black, so we'll just remove that, and fitting is as simple as this. The old one just screws into place like that. Job done. As you hopefully heard that, I mean, it is a good, solid, precision fit. I mean, yeah, you don't get much better than that. A good positive stop, you know when you've tightened it up. And just checking that. Yeah, you can just see that the O-ring has sealed correctly onto the side. Yeah, I mean, Motone keep coming out with these things, and you wonder why no one else has thought of it. That is a really nice low profile piece. I really like that. I feel a bit lost now, because normally when you fit anything to the Bobber Black it means sort of dismantling half the bike, and this has just gone so much quicker than I was expecting. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say. It is a very simple part, obviously. It has a really It has a really positive lock. It's very tactile. It actually feels more secure than the original part. But then the original part is mainly plastic with just a metal cap over the top, so I suppose that's to be expected. Yeah, I really like the design of that. So as you can see, the O-ring itself seals quite securely onto this raised lip around the top of the tank. So you don't really feel much in the way of compression when you screw it on, but it does seal instantly. So it's a sort of quick action, low profile fuel cap. I actually chose this project because once again we were chasing the weather, and I had about an hour and a half before thunderstorms were due. It just caught me a bit off guard because, you know, you're so used to it with the bobber messing about for hours on end when you're filming. The filming just sort of finished and I didn't know what else to do. So anyway, there you have it. I think this new JETSON fuel cap is a fantastic idea. It's quite innovative, and I think it sets new standards for custom parts like this, you know, fuel caps. And it is a clear demonstration really of how Motone Customs listen to customers' gripes, and then they come up with ideas to sort of please everybody. Now, I will of course leave a link for the JETSON fuel cap in the video description down below, along with a 12% discount code which is exclusive to viewers of this channel. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this and my other videos. I really do appreciate it. I am of course going to be back on Friday with something a bit different, a bit special. So until then, ride safely and I'll see you soon.